And we're live. Dude, do you think they can hear us this time? Last time they couldn't at first.
I hope so.
I really hope so. Loud and clear. All right, we're good. So here at the top of the stream, I just want to do a quick, a quick advertisement for what my beautiful wife Alicia is currently working on as she sits here. She is making handmade alien jellyfish.
Alien jellyfish.
And that is what those are. And as you, it's in the, there's like a pinned chat comment that I put up there. And if you put your name, there's like a personalization drop-down box. And if you put your name in there, then I will include a personalized thank you card on the back of one of those ancient Geek Critique business cards.
Yeah, it's just a fun little thing we're doing. No pressure. I do work hard on these things, though. I think they're pretty high quality.
And a couple of people that in the chat have already gotten one. Mm-hmm. So they can vouch for the quality. And let's see, I had something else here.
Skill.
There it is. There is the obligatory using your cat to to show off merchandise. So that's that. But okay, that out of the way, let's get started. Obviously, you gotta start with Sonic 1, which came out, 33 years ago today.
That ain't right. I ain't old.
33 years ago today.
I ain't old.
Well, you weren't even born yet when this game came out.
So,
what do you...
it's still around the same age as me.
Okay, so for those of you who haven't been to one of these before, every 10 years... I do a Sonic marathon stream, where and the first one of these was in 2011, and that was before I even had, we had a little drop there, weird. That was before I even had, like, a YouTube channel or any sort of online presence, really. So that one was purely for myself to take a lyric from Sonic's theme song, literally. In 2021, for the 30th anniversary, I seriously played, like, every single mainline Sonic game. And it took me 18 straight hours. And unbeknownst to me, YouTube does not, like...
Yeah, that was heartbreaking.
That was so heartbreaking, because YouTube doesn't archive live streams if they last for more than 12 hours.
Yeah.
So...
It kind of just went poof into the ether.
And I had no idea, and I was so devastated about that. Because it'd be really cool to just have that archive of look at what I did in one day. But... So the point is, when I do a marathon stream, time is of the essence, you know? Mm-hmm. But because this is more relaxed, I'm just going to play not the entire series this time, just some of my favorites, just hit some of the highlights. I can afford to take my time a little more. That was extra hard. Man, what, did you hear that?
What?
I don't know, the emulation seems like it's a little bit wonky.
Oh no. I was in the yarn zone.
Oh, I see. Do I have, like, a hotkey set up? I'm not sure. Well, of course I'm playing the original revision of Sonic 1. This is the game that came out 33 years ago today. Yeah, normally I would just play this game on, like, original hardware. But, like, they're so, like, I basically didn't want to have to spend a bunch of time moving things around, so I'm gonna do everything on PC today. Great song. Oh, shit. The fuck?
Oh, dear. What happened?
Sonic's not the only one celebrating a birthday. But enough of you, Josh, my loathsome copy from another universe. His first game was Commander Keen, but mine was Doom. He grew up playing childish games on the Nintendo 64, where I had a PlayStation. His favorite band in high school was Bowling for Soup. I listened to Linkin Park like a real man. And the foundation of his love for the series, his first Sonic game was Sonic 2, whereas mine was Shadow the Hedgehog. This is who I am! The Goth Critique is here, and I am your husband now!
Oh, I mean, I wasn't informed, but I can roll with the punches. Hello, husband goth critique.
Hello. We're here to play my favorite video game. This was a Christian stream, Night Owl! Thank you, Pretty Alright, who says any plans to cover the modern Sonic era. So, this is what I'm actually gonna do today. I'm actually gonna play a bunch of games starring Shadow the Hedgehog.
Woohoo!
Somebody says, what the roleplay just happened? Alicia, are you okay? Blink twice. I always thought this game was like, this is my experience with it, originally. So, it was announced, and everybody hated it, and people were in denial about it. And, like I said in the video back in the day, people were hoping it was just an April Fool's joke, and then it wasn't, and then it came out, and then it reviewed terribly. And then, about a year later, I want to say, I rented it, and, based on... It was sort of a similar situation to Sonic 06, although not nearly to that extreme, where it was it couldn't possibly be as bad as what I'd heard,
I think the concept of Shadow the Hedgehog is way funnier than Sonic 06, personally.
That's true, yeah.
And Sonic 06 is hilarious, don't get me wrong.
So, I played the neutral route and pretty much did nothing else because, it's not like I was trying to make, a video on it or trying to make a review of it myself. I just, played through it one time on the neutral route and was like, oh, that wasn't so bad. And then I said as much on the internet, and then people yelled at me.
The law of the internet.
Yeah, it wasn't until I tried to review it myself and just realized how broken the mission structure is that I was like, okay, yeah, when you look at it that way. But I still don't think it's that bad if you just play through it neutral. Ooh. Levi Church wants to know, what are Goth Critique's Metroid and Zelda opinions? Oh, obviously Other M is the only good Metroid game. Because you get to... It's the one with the best titties.
And obviously Twilight Princess is the best Zelda.
I mean, that's the only choice, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not sure in canon how this is working. It's like it's like Jujutsu Kaisen. It's like the Goth Critique's mouth opens up on my arm or something.
Hisuken is out of your body.
Hisuken is out of my body, exactly. Other M isn't even the best by titty standards. Fair enough. I guess the best by titty standards is actually the NES version.
I suppose so. But the Zero Suit and Other M, she might as well just be titties out.
Goth Critique, what do you think about weebs? Oh god, what do I say here?
I mean, you married one, so you had to have made your peace in the past.
I only like mature anime. No, I'm reminded of that, one of my favorite depictions of Shadow the Hedgehog's character ever. They did this interview around the time this game came out. And this was, I should say, sanctioned by Sonic Team, okay? This is not a joke that some website had. Where they asked him questions about, his history and his likes and dislikes. And, it's a real trip because it shows, sort of the juxtaposition and the contradiction at the heart of Shadow the Hedgehog as a character. Because they ask him about what he likes, and he says things like, I love Mountain Dew.
And Hot Pockets.
And Hot Pockets, yeah. And listening to my iPod. I'm one hooked up hedgehog. That's an actual quote.
Yeah, it is. I can confirm.
And then, the next question, he's like, I need to avenge Maria and find out who I really am. The tragedy that was... And it's just God, just, embracing that contradiction is incredible.
It's so funny. Listen, you gotta have at least a little bit of time for a Hot Pocket in the middle of all that brooding.
So based on that, I think Shadow would love anime. I think Shadow would wear the term weeb with a badge of pride.
Yeah, I feel like he would be a big Elfen Lied fan.
I'm not sure what that is, but I'm sure the audience does.
Think of the dumbest grimdark anime you can think of.
Oh yeah. Does Goth Critique love Undertale or hate it because it became popular? Goth Critique is not the hipster critique. That's what I think. Mm-hmm.
I think Goth Critique would think that the genocide route is the true route, though.
Wait, but Geek Critique also thinks that.
Work with me.
It has the most fun gameplay.
It's more real.
No, that's not... Okay, Goth Critique also thinks Genocide route is the best route, but for completely different reasons than what I do. Man, you know, you take it out of the context of, like, having to play it to make a video on it, and having to really think about it too hard, and,
Yeah.
like, I kind of do love this stupid game.
I'm glad that you've learned to open your heart to it.
I don't think I would ever want to do anything other than play the neutral route, but...
Much like how Shadow learned to open his heart to friendship.
But for one playthrough every once in a while, it's a good time. Shout of the game is, if nothing else, a nice collection of all the various early 2000s gaming trends it's
God,
trying
I
and
know.
often failing to emulate. Yeah, that's charming.
That
It's
is
charming in how hard it's trying to chase all those trends at the same time. Ooh, one asks, genuine question, when you beat SA2 in 2001, were you like, yep, this is the end of Sonic because of the obvious circumstances Sega were in? You know, it's funny, Sega never, like, even implied that Sonic Adventure 2 was going to be the last Sonic game.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, there were concerns among fans about it.
I can see why people might think that.
I mean, it would have been, in retrospect especially, it would have been completely ridiculous to think that they would start making third-party games and not use their most famous character.
Yeah.
But, you know,
But things were feeling dire.
things were feeling very dire, and also it was just so hard to imagine Sonic on anything but a Sega console at the time, you know?
Yeah.
But I didn't worry about it at the time, because, you know, like I said, I think even as little as I was still like, well, I mean, they're gonna make Sonic games for, like, the G... I'm pretty sure we might have known about Sonic Advance at that time, even. I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But I do remember... When I played Sonic Adventure 2 the first time, I got stuck on Crazy Gadget on the hero side, because there's, like, this ridiculous puzzle room at the end that was way too much for me. And because of that, I beat the dark side first. And when you beat the dark side, like, whichever story you beat first, you get, like, this little, like, promo movie for the side you haven't finished yet. And if you just play the dark side, like, you know, you get that scene where Sonic, like, goes off into the rocket and seems to, like, explode in space.
Seems to fucking eat it.
And then he shows up with no explanation at the end to like, have that, like, the final boss fight of the dark side story against Shadow. But then you never see him again, like, after that point. And it wasn't really clear what happened. So after that, like, the hero side trailer ends with, like, farewell, Sonic, forever. And that was I remember I got chills about it, because I'm like, oh god, are they implying that Sonic actually dies in this game? Is that what happened? And I was like, okay, I need to do the hero side, obviously. So their silly little in-game trailer did its job, I guess.
They got you.
No, one thing I always loved about this game is how, like, Jason Griffith in particular sounds like he's having an orgasm every time he gets to say a bad word.
God, he really is, though. He's
It's hilarious. Like, they wanted to emphasize that so much. Like, look at us! We can say mild swears!
Oh yeah, I went there.
Jason Griffith's like, damn. And they're like, no, more than that. We need to make the kids playing this feel really, really cool. Damn! Does Gun even do anything while he's like this?
I have not a clue, I'm so sorry.
Why aren't you an expert on the mechanics of this game?
Listen, you went the Sonic route growing up, I went the JRPG route growing up, okay? We each have our strengths.
I played lots of MRPGs.
That's true.
No, actually, I just played one Mario RPG. but one was all I needed, you know?
And character action games.
This has elements of character action games.
You're not wrong.
Ooh, yeah, that does work. That works out great. I think this is one of the... We're going to want to watch this. I think this is one of the endings where Shadow kills Eggman. That's like that in about half the endings.
Shadow kill count. I cry about Kingdom Hearts lore. He cries about Sonic lore. It's what we
I don't cry about Sonic. Well, I cry about Sonic lore in a different way sometimes.
I have unironically cried playing Kingdom Hearts 2, and I'm not ashamed.
We'll see how this cutscene makes you feel. Let's just give it some volume here. We'll enjoy the art together.
Finally, I've got all the Chaos Emeralds.
I made you, and this is how you repay me?
I am Shadow Android, the ultimate battle life form created by Eggman.
Oh, shit!
Damn.
You may have created me, Doctor, but I will now lead this empire, and androids will rule.
Hell yeah!
This is who
Get
I
him.
am.
Eggman, target acquired. Lock and loaded. Fire. What?
Goodbye, Doctor.
Goodbye, Okay, so did he, like, karate chop him so hard in the head he died?
Yes. Yes, that's what happened. Eggman doesn't get away.
Nope.
He doesn't fly. He fucking eats it in about
dumbest
half
way
of the endings of this. If Sonic X Shadow Generations can get here, it's gonna be a great time.
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much, Jer Rare Bear, I would assume.
Oh, thank you.
That is an extremely generous super chat.
You're so kind.
Oh no, and the first thing they say is happy birthday, Josh.
Oh.
Oh man, okay, mate, does the it's Sonic's birthday.
Yeah.
But I'll take it. My birthday was less than a month ago. But anyway, thank you so much. They say, happy birthday, Josh. You just realized we're the same age. I really appreciated your top 5 direct reveals. I run a DK group on Facebook. I'm hyped for DKC Returns HD. Sadly, many aren't. I hope optimism can grow within our fandom. Go to the DK Vine community.
They're very kind there.
I am... The rest of whatever the Donkey Kong fandom does is completely invisible to me because DK Vine is all I need.
Yeah. An expansion of the Sonic series mythos is always neat, most times, but not having answers to longtime mysteries in the world is nothing I could lose sleep over. Some question raisers are better left up for viewer/player interpretation anyway, in my honest opinion.
Humble opinion.
I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure
kinda far away.
I'm pretty sure that's what the H means.
Yeah.
That's what it means to me anyway.
I
Yeah.
always read in my IMHO as in my honest opinion.
Huh. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess
Yeah.
either one works. You know, maybe it is my honest opinion. Maybe I've always been the wrong. Lots of people are saying they thought that's what it was.
In my honest opinion.
Yeah.
We should do a poll.
Okay, sure. Josh, you're getting cooked in the polls.
Yes!
Most people are saying honest.
Yes! Join me in the winning side.
Juan wants to know, did you ever watch Urusei Yatsura in the Anime Club? Considering that I had trouble pronouncing that, no. I don't remember that one. Nobody who says IMHO is ever being humble, let's be real. Well, it's like an ironic H, you know? In my humble opinion.
I've never thought about it that deeply. I'm still winning. The poll also.
That's fine. I mean, it's not me versus you. I don't
Yes,
care.
it is. It's ideology versus ideology.
I just always thought it was...
No, you care.
I've always
that
thought
you're
of it as...
losing.
And I did lose. Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
I'm gonna shut up and focus up now. That's embarrassing. Don't you hate... Maybe most of you have never been in this position, but I hate when there's a boss like this, where I normally kill it in like 10 seconds, and then I try to do it in front of people, and like, I suck.
I hate when that shit
I
happens.
keep missing. The homing attack doesn't go where I want it to.
I get all nervous.
I'm not nervous.
Well,
Just the pressure,
Not
dude.
everything's about you.
On this channel, you better believe it is.
Freezer said do an Alicia versus Josh poll and see Josh lose that too.
Well, I would. I'm not gonna do it because I would. The people love you. I know that. I'm not in denial about it.
Oh, you guys.
Some might even say you're the real star of the channel.
That is definitely not true.
Everything I do is really just a vector for the people to get more you-related content.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, thank you, Darth Sonic.
Oh, thank you so much, Darth Sonic.
Says, ugh, the English dub. You should play it in Japanese. Avoid the dumb mistranslations. Is that Chaos Control? No, the line is that what Chaos Control is? Hey, that's still not as bad as what happened in episode 1 of Sonic X, where they mistook Chaos Control as the name of Eggman's base.
No, that's brutal.
They're like, so a character's like, what is that? And I think it's Knuckles, maybe? Is like, it used to be Chaos Control. And it's like, as a Sonic fan, that made no sense to me. Because what do you mean it used to be Chaos Control?
They were doing their best.
It was 4Kids. Their best wasn't very good. 4Kids' dub of Pokemon was okay. Because, like, there wasn't much that they needed to ruin about Pokemon.
Yeah, but the cowards got rid of James's bosoms in that one episode.
But also, I was young enough for Pokemon that, like, it was all I knew, you know?
Yeah.
I kind of accepted it in a way that I didn't,
Oh, yeah.
that I did in some of their later stuff.
Oh, I love the original season of Pokemon when I was a kid.
That said, I was definitely old enough to quote-unquote know better about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Dog. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Dog.
I love
the
the original
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh!
dub.
too.
And I still thought that was great. Do you want to tell the story about what you thought?
No, I absolutely do not.
That's fine. We don't have to do that.
Okay, so you know the part in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Theme song where it goes, your move, your move, your move. Okay, so like my entire life until about a year ago, I thought they were saying Yamu.
And what did you think Yamu meant?
I don't know. I thought it was a word like, you know, Yami Yugi for Dark Yugi. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know. I never really thought that deeply about it.
Well, no, I mean, this happens to me sometimes, too, where it's like,
Felt so dumb.
you encounter something as a kid when you don't know,
Yeah.
and then you never think about it again. And if you were older, it never would have hit you that way.
No.
But you never re-examine it because...
Yeah, I kind of just took it as given.
Yeah, it's like, we were listening to that, and I started going, your move! And you were like, wait, what?
Yeah, I was like, that's not what it's saying. It's a cool Japanese word.
I have a friend who thought Metroid Prime was called Metroid Frank? Why? That's so funny.
I love Metroid Frank. What? Where did he get that?
Yeah, it was like... Funny thing about Sailor Moon is that I discovered it because of Sonic. And I think I've told this story on stream before, but we probably got new people here. I'll tell it again.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I was really, really little, I believe the thing that might have introduced me to Sonic, but it was so long ago that I'm not sure. But I definitely saw it before I got a Genesis. I was a big fan of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. And one day... Like, my parents were reading the TV guide, and they told me, hey, if you get up early enough on Saturday, they actually show an episode of Sonic then. And I was like, okay, I'm all excited about it. I got up early, I saw this episode, and it was, of course, the Saturday morning cartoon, which was completely different from what I knew. And, like, to be honest, as, like, well, I guess I was a 5-year-old, I was like, what is this?
What's this nonsense?
And then, like, about a year later, I discovered the internet fandom. And all the internet fandom in the 90s ever talked about was the Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah.
Because I think it appealed in a way that the games, and especially Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, didn't, to, like, an older demographic that would have been, like, you know, capable of using the internet and talking on it at that time.
Yeah.
So they fucking loved it. Like, if you said you were a Sonic fan on, like, the 90s internet, people would assume that that's what you were talking about. Because that was Sonic to everybody.
Yeah.
So, sort of through that, I was like, okay, maybe, you know, by then it was off the air and it wasn't, like, it got canceled in very short order because they kept putting Power Rangers up against it and that killed it. Several years later, I discovered that they were airing episodes of the Saturday morning Sonic cartoon on a block called the USA Action Extreme Team. And so we set the VCR to record it while I was at summer camp. And then because the VCR was recording, it just kept going. So I watched the episode of Sat AM that was on that tape, kept it going, and that's how I found Sailor Moon.
A happy accident.
Yeah. And all the adults in my family hated Sailor Moon, and were like...
Haters!
They were like, I just wish you'd get into something a little better than this.
Oh.
But I was super, super into Sailor Moon for a while. Oh, we will definitely get people saying Sonic Prime was the real Sonic, and probably in more like 10 years.
Oh, yeah. Same as it ever was.
But much more so than Sonic Prime, I think, like, the people who are kids right now, these movies are going to be, like, the focal point of their fandom.
Oh, yeah.
That is going to color everything they think about the series. So,
It's gonna be wild to see how
if
that
you're
shakes
excited
out.
about that, then good. If you're not, be prepared. It always happens.
It comes in cycles.
I'd love to watch Sailor Moon, but I'm afraid I'd ruin my outsider headcanon of Tuxedo Mask literally doing nothing throughout the entire show. You would not.
You really would.
You would not ruin that.
You would not. Nope.
He is... It's actually hilarious how useless he
He
is.
sure is there. Love you, Mamoru. But
Somebody says, surprised you didn't talk about Sonic Lost World or Sonic Boom in your Wii U video. Well, yeah, because I'm gonna do an actual, individual videos on both of those games sooner or later. So, if I did it there, I'd just be repeating myself later.
the video is actually just gonna be me bullying Sonic, and then I start talking about RPGs.
Hey, whenever I play Sonic Boom, like, I plan to give myself, like, the best possible scenario for it, and I think that game was really made to be played in co-op. So, I might recruit you to play Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric with me.
Why do you do these things to me?
It's my job. You have to help me.
Fine.
You can play as Amy if you want to.
You better be glad I liked you.
It's important that you like your husband, yeah.
Yeah, I've been told.
Tuxedo Mask is such a goofy name if you actually think about it. Imagine if Shadow were called Bracelet Jet Boots.
I love it.
I mean, to be fair, Sonic characters kind of do have like, Knuckles.
Yeah,
His name is Knuckles.
because you know what he does? He uses them knuckles.
Josh abusing Alicia again.
Yeah, I'm really glad you guys are here to see
And then Nido was like, make her play Rise of Lyric, do it!
No!
Alicia, make Josh play Hollow Knight. She has!
Tried. But he's like, me.
Oh, Sonic just fucking ate it, by the way.
Sonic, no. But he's like, me, I need to get a map, and I can't find Cornifer.
Oh, thank you for the super chat, Darth Sonic. Wait,
you.
does Josh not like Hollow Knight? It's not that I don't like Hollow Knight, it's that I'm too dumb for Hollow Knight.
Even though Cornifer's usually at the beginning of each zone, but
I walk right by him every
He
time!
literally go.
I don't know
Follow his little pages.
I don't know why I'm like this!
It's not Dippy.
No, I every time I play Hollow Knight, or try to play Hollow Knight, I get incredibly lost and turned around because I can't keep, like...
And I'm like, Cornifer is right there. He is right there.
Maybe I need to do what I did in the NES Metroid video and just draw my own map of Hollow Knight.
Yeah, there you go.
That wouldn't be complicated at all.
Not at all.
This is probably my least favorite speed stage in the game. Sonic's equivalent level Final Rush is fantastic. That's another dead hedgehog right there. That's a really good way to die, though. But the like cylindrical gravity in this stage just doesn't work out quite right.
I'm cylindrical gravity.
Okay, I guess these things. When I say cylindrical gravity, this is what I'm referring to.
Cylindrical gravity.
Again, I can't help being like this. Smarter idea: use the live stream chat to help you beat Hollow Knight.
Yeah, there you go.
Well,
Guys, where do I go?
well, see, then they would just tell me exactly what to do,
Oh my god.
which is what I need actually. So yes, maybe that would work. That would be backseat gaming hell. It wouldn't be nearly as bad as trying to play Undertale on a stream in late 2015.
Oof. Rip.
They ruined. It's like
Tear you apart.
their goal was to make everyone hate that game.
Markiplier hasn't been this hurt since the LA gangs.
Incredible. Twitch plays Hollow Knight. There we go. Technically, I play Hollow Knight, but technically they're doing it. It's Shadow's birthday, and you guys want me to stream Hollow Knight.
Yeah, that's pretty rude.
That's kind of disrespectful.
Think about how he feels.
I have no idea what the main character of Hollow Knight is called, but it's not his birthday.
Little hollow.
Little Hollow.
I don't even know if he has a canonical name.
Question to both of us: who are your favorite Sailor Scouts / Sailor Senshi? I appreciate you guys knowing that we both watched the dub.
Yeah.
using the dub terminology.
I mean, mine's probably either Usagi or Mars, because I'm basic, I guess.
Yeah, to again use dub terminology, Serena was always my favorite.
Oh, we got a super chat. Darth Sonic. Oh my goodness, you're so nice.
Thank you, Darth
I'm
Sonic.
going to cry.
Yeah, dude, I feel bad because, like, you're in the Discord, okay?
Yeah.
You don't have to do. I appreciate it, but you're making me feel bad. Okay. The Sonic Adventure 2 crawled so Mario Galaxy could fly. So yeah, Miyamoto owes Yuji Naka a prison break. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
They should
mean,
at least let him out in the yard.
yeah, Sonic Adventure 2 in that one, I don't remember what it's called, that Rouge level. Is it Mad Space? No, Mad Space is Knuckles, I think. Can't remember what it's called. Anyway, Rouge's space level has her, like on the planetoids, very much like Mario Galaxy, except almost completely non-functional. His name is Frank, like the Metroid game.
That is so goddamn funny.
Yeah, sorry, if whoever said that explained why their friend thought it was called Metroid Frank, we missed it.
I think he said that his friend heard a commercial for it and just thought they said Frank instead of Prime.
Metroid Frank.
And just thought, well, that checks out, I guess.
I mean, given like how like the early GameCube commercials were, maybe there was like a character in there named Frank?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Okay, here's Paper Sonic. He says, English isn't our native language, so he misheard Prime as Frank in a show about games and it stuck.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
I thought Sonic Adventure was called Sonic Candventure for similar reasons. Yeah, that checks
Aw.
out.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's totally understandable.
TTC, have you ever heard Serena/Usagi's Cloverway dub voice? She sounds like Miss Frizzle's drunk
It's
cousin.
amazing.
Yeah,
It's
even
so funny.
even the actress herself has said that she was a poor fit for that.
Yeah, but man, if she isn't living.
Like Sailor Moon, like Serena's, what is her name? Terry
Hawk?
Terry Hawk. That's it.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite voice for that character.
She did do it. Usagi's voice was legit pretty good.
Definitely my favorite English voice for that character. Thank you, Darth Sonic. Holy
Oh my
shit.
goodness, thank you again.
Says, back when this game released, Sonic was supposed to be the true ultimate life form. Kind of wish they'd had the balls to stick to that origin story. Even when it would become apprentice, the franchise would survive. Yeah, like, that was sort of speculation for a little while after this game. That, like, what if Sonic's true origin was that Gerald also created him 50 years ago? And, like, Darth, you don't have to super chat again. I appreciate it, but
Yeah,
it's okay.
Thank you.
But thank you. I think that would be a little too convenient and a little too silly. And like we were talking a little bit earlier about how somebody said not everything needs to have an answer.
Yeah.
And I think I would prefer if Sonic's origin was one of those things that just didn't have an answer. Because it would kind of cheapen it to explain that, I feel like.
His origin is that his parents loved each other very much and decided to have a bouncing baby hedgehog.
His father, Gerald Robotnik. They're never gonna make another Sonic game, you guys. This is it.
This is it.
Sonic's gonna die at the end of this one.
God damn it.
I'd love if Sonic had a really mundane origin, like his parents are still alive and run a bed and breakfast in the Midwest somewhere. Lucas says, TGC opinion on Sonic Unleashed. I mean, I could be here all day.
You could.
I fucking love Sonic Unleashed. It is one of my favorite Sonic games. I do not love playing Sonic Unleashed from the beginning. I like having a 100% save file of Sonic Unleashed and playing it that way. Like, I don't know if there's ever been another Sonic game that, like, where there was, like, such a disconnect between critic opinions and, like, fan opinions as there was that one. 'Cause, like, fans had, like, just a completely different read on it and were willing to put up and excuse a lot of things, namely the Werehog, that the critics just, fairly, I think, couldn't get past.
Listen, the kids love God of War.
And, like, it wasn't... I don't blame the reviewers for, like, doing what they did and being, like, judging the game, like, as a whole. But, yeah, it just... There was so much fucking controversy about it back then, too, because, like, a bunch of forums and, like places in the community had to, like, ban discussion of the reviews because people, like, kept, like, harassing the authors of them.
Which is crazy town. Nobody
Yeah.
ever do that.
And every once in a while, like that those Sonic Unleashed reviews still trend on Twitter, and the whole thing happens again. But that's why it's always really funny whenever people are like, "Man, opinion on Sonic Unleashed is really turned around." Nah, not really.
Not really.
Fans always had a great deal of time for Sonic Unleashed, and were very, very, very pissy at the critics for not seeing it the way they did. Darth Sonic is making a meme out of paying you money. He's emptying his pockets for the bit at this point.
I can respect that.
Darkwing, thank you, says,
you.
I just wanted to join the Cool Kids Club. Okay, I feel doubly bad when you super chat, because you're in the Discord, and you're a mod.
You were born into the Cool Kids Club.
You do not have to give me any more money, it's okay. I like it. No, but I haven't seen anybody in the chat comment on this, and I know we haven't commented on this. The fact that, one, I'm now playing the hero side as Shadow.
Oh.
Two, throughout my entire playtime of this game, despite playing the campaign story mode, I'm only playing the speed stages.
Listen, we're all just here to have a good time.
I think so.
Okay.
Thank you, Freezer.
Thank you, Freezer. You're a queen. Digimon Survive is 75% off on Steam. Hint, hint. I actually bought Digimon Survive. I haven't really played it too much yet, though.
Yeah, Steven loves those games.
I mean, I think it's really cool. I haven't. I don't know. I get sad.
Yeah, that is extremely Freezer's bullshit.
It's really good.
By the way, I used the phrase, "this is my bullshit," in the new video. The one about the Direct that came out the other day. I trusted that people would understand what I was talking about, even though that is basically a phrase that you and I use together.
Oh, yeah. When you say "this is my bullshit," this is catered to me specifically.
Yeah.
It's not derogatory.
Not at all. It's like when we're watching a game trailer and something is like an RPG anime with like, what would it be, like character dynamics and that is her bullshit.
Or when there's a new throwback 90s survival horror game.
That is her
My
bullshit.
When Devil May Cry 6 gets announced, my bullshit.
Whereas when like there's a pixel art Mighty Morphin Power Rangers beat 'em up, that is my bullshit. GGC, when is your Sonic Colors review going to come out? I don't know. I mean, I gotta do Sonic 4. The next Sonic season is going to be, at minimum, Sonic 4. Wait, Sonic Unleashed, Sonic 4, Sonic Colors, Sonic Generations. I might do Lost World, I might not, but that'll be the next Sonic season, whenever that happens. 90s throwback horror fan, is it time to kill Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion again?
I have not played that one.
What was that one you played back in May? While we were in South Carolina.
Oh, Crow Country.
Yeah.
If you love those kind of games, get Crow Country. It's so freaking good. Like that and Signalis, I think, are like the best throwback 90s survival horror games in like a while.
Yeah, we spent a week watching her mom's house. Mm-hmm. And like, for probably 2 solid days, almost all she did was play Crow Country.
It's so good. I mean, you can get through it. You know, it's a survival horror game. You can get through it in maybe like 8 hours. You're supposed to go back in and replay it.
Darth Sonic, thank you again. He says, why did Gunn randomly launch an intercontinental ballistic missile? You know, I try not to think about this. What happened? The game's locked up!
Oh,
wait.
No.
It's going again. We're stuck completely behind this level geometry, but it's fine. Can I get back here? I went too fast. We're good now.
You know, Luigi's Mansion legit scared me as a child.
Oh, I'm not surprised at all.
I mean, I'm a very anxious person to this day, but especially an anxious child. But thinking back on it, I'm like, man, that's so funny.
I mean, I don't know when you played that game.
I mean, I was little.
Yeah. Oh, Pirate Kong says something that scares me. He says, if no one else gets your Conquer reference, I will. This must be one of those cases where it's permanently altered my vocabulary because I did not consciously make a Conquer reference.
Oh, well, I don't even know what you said.
What did I do? SA2 is a perfect game, and only Sonic haters dislike it. It's okay to love imperfect games, guys.
It's so okay. I love plenty of imperfect games. Deadly Premonition.
So many of my favorite games of all time are like a real solid 7 or even 6 or sometimes even 5 out of 10. Objectivity is meaningless. Oh, the game's locked up! That was a Conker quote!
Oh!
I didn't... No, like, my brain knew on some level it was a Conker quote.
Yeah.
It didn't consciously... I think ever since I played that game, every single time... Ooh, the game actually has locked up.
Uh-oh.
SA2 is a perfect game, and only Sonic haters dislike it. There's only one good Sonic game, and it's the one that I played the most as a kid. You're damn right! That's true for everybody. Which Sonic game do you think you've played the most?
Probably Sonic Adventure 2.
Fair.
Because I played multiplayer with Richard so much.
It did have a hell of a multiplayer mode, especially Battle.
We played on Dreamcast.
Really?
Yeah.
No, like, the whole reason...
As far as I know, Richard never got Battle.
Yeah, the whole reason that Battle is called Battle is because, like, the main thing that it added was, like, a vastly expanded multiplayer mode.
Nah, we were playing on Dreamcast.
I mean, the Dreamcast version was great, too. But I remember me and Kaylin played the multiplayer on Sonic Adventure 2, like, all the time. It was a mainstay.
Yeah.
And so when the GameCube version came out, like, you know, I was still very much a kid and, like, didn't get a lot of chances to get games.
Yeah.
So until I got, like, a job of my own a couple of years later, I didn't actually get Battle. But I did rent it pretty often, just so me and Kaylin could play the multiplayer mode.
Oh, don't we all?
Yeah, it's harder with the Dark Side levels, Fletcher, because, like, Shadow only has 4 levels of his own. So, like, you know, if you're like me, then, like, you replay the speed stages way more than you play everything else. And that's kind of another thing. I think I was talking about this on Discord maybe the other day. Like I was talking earlier about how fans' read of Sonic Unleashed and critics' read of Sonic Unleashed was completely different. Because, like, you know, I totally understand the criticism of, like, Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Unleashed, that you have to spend so much of, like, your time in like, the main campaign playthrough not playing as Sonic or not playing a speed stage. But as a Sonic fan, I always replayed these games so much that, like, 99% of all of the time that I've personally have played Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Unleashed has been in the good parts, quote-unquote.
Yeah.
So, like, that's one reason that, like, the fans and the critics will tend to have such different views on this stuff. And again, I want to say, because Sonic fans very often struggle with this shit, I'm not saying the critics are wrong. I think that, as a reviewer, your job is to review games, like, in a holistic manner. Although I'm also not saying that 2000s era games criticism didn't have a lot of issues of its own, to put it mildly. If you could bring a Sonic character that will probably never be in a Sonic game to a Sonic game, who would it be? Do you have an answer for this? Gotta be a Sonic character from, like, the non-game media.
That French Weasel Man.
I like how... Okay. One, I think he's supposed to be a wolf, although it's not entirely
He
clear.
was a weasel man.
The French Weasel Man.
From Sad AM.
He would have fit in real well in Sonic Forces, because, like, his whole deal was, like, he was in the Mobian army.
Oh, no, but legit probably Bunny Rabbit, because she was my favorite when I was
Oh,
a
see,
kid.
I was gonna say Sally, because Sally is, like...
Oh, well, Sally's great, too.
I love Sally, but now you mentioned Bunny, and I'm like, I don't know. Bunny would be a really fun character to play as.
She would.
And I'm all about the gameplay, so yeah, I'll go Bunny.
With her robo legs.
She could be, like, a combination of, like, Sonic speed-based platforming and, like, Mega Man.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
That could be really, really cool. You're all wrong. It's Scourge that needs his game debut.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Scourge,
yeah,
who is the most undeserving of all of Ken Pender's owned characters.
I know. Like, how he ever got away with that, I will never understand.
Like
That is just Sonic.
Like the characters he actually created, I can see an argument if his contract really, if Archie really did fuck over his contract like that.
Nobody's gonna read the Lara Sue Chronicles or whatever.
I mean, they might for entertainment purposes.
Oh, maybe.
A new Sega console is one of the worst things they could do for the health of the company. Would you still be hyped for it? Of course I would be!
Oh,
Are you
God,
kidding?
yeah.
I would be as hopelessly dedicated to a new Sega console as, like, the people who got fleeced by Tommy Tallarico were about the Amico.
Oh, man.
Like, I know, I don't have any shame in admitting that. I would acknowledge that this is a terrible idea, but I would believe in it. I would be its greatest soldier. Somebody said 2001 has 16 entries on Wikipedia's article of video games considered the best.
Man, that's crazy.
That is insane. What was your favorite video game of 2001?
Did Wind Waker come out that year?
No.
Oh.
Wind Waker came out in Japan in 2002 and the rest of the world in
that's what I
2003.
See, when I was a kid, I just...
He got caught in, like, the artificial chaos goo and was like, "Do you think you can hold me?" I don't know if I've ever heard that line. I love that. Anyway, go ahead.
Did Majora's Mask come out in 2001?
No, that was 2000. I'm sorry.
What came out in 2001? I was like 9.
Metal Gear Solid 2. How about that?
Oh, there you go. Okay.
You love Metal Gear Solid 2.
Metal Gear Solid 2.
As for me, I mean, let me make sure here. Let me make sure there's nothing I'm missing. No, I'm playing my favorite game of 2001.
Oh.
Was Final Fantasy X 2001? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, back then I was still being a Tetsuya Nomura hater, so...
Really?
Well, yeah.
Why's that? Because your older brother was influencing you?
I wasn't gonna throw him under the bus.
I mean, your older brother was an edutine, so he insisted that... I did the same thing to Kalen, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
You know, Final Fantasy VII ruined the franchise, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, he was one of those people! Wow. Me and him would not have gotten along at the time.
But I think he loves Final Fantasy VII. I think it was just one of those things.
Well, it's like, if you didn't love Final Fantasy VII, if you already didn't think it was, like, that good, then the fact that Final Fantasy VIII came out and, like, doubled down on that style, you know,
Yeah.
that would have really rubbed you the wrong way.
Well, he liked 8, too.
Like, I had just gotten into Final Fantasy around the time 9 came out,
Yeah.
and, you know, 7 was my first and really my only Final Fantasy game. But I remember on the internet back then, like, the loudest, most angry people were like, you know, this modern Final Fantasy is
Yeah.
bullshit. This isn't, there's not even any fantasy elements anymore. This isn't what it's supposed to be about. And those guys were so happy when 9 came out.
Yeah. And then I remember when 12 came out, I was like, yeah, finally, a real one.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, this is that crazy gadget puzzle room that stumped me for so long.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's like you have to use these switches to, like, redirect gravity.
Yeah.
To, like, land a box on a switch that activates a missile.
My brain's too dumb for that.
My brain was, especially in 2001, way too dumb for that. I remember, like, going on message boards and being like, "Can somebody help me do this?"
Oh, no, 6 is the one where you can suplex a train.
Oh, yeah.
Sci-fi.
Was 9 the one where you could
Brody.
9 was the one with Zidane? Is that how you
Yeah.
say that?
Zidane. 9 rules, too.
The first Final Fantasy game I ever beat was 7. The second Final Fantasy game I ever beat was 7 Remake.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, now this is one of my favorite stages in the game. Earlier I was saying Final Chase, the dark side equivalent to this, isn't very good. With, what did I say, the cylindrical gravity.
Yeah, you did.
But I love this level. I remember on the forums people were talking about how this stage was such a bullshit difficulty spike and how much they didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
But fortunately for me, I had been stuck on that stupid crazy gadget puzzle box room for such a long time that I had replayed City Escape, like, I'm pretty sure literally hundreds of times by the time I got here.
Yeah.
So I had already mastered the grinding mechanics.
You were forged in the flames.
So I'm saying this so it'll be really funny if I mess up this time, but the first time I ever played this level, I didn't lose a life.
Oh! Take that, the internet.
Because I had just played Sonic Adventure 2 so damn much in the time it took me to get here. Oh no, okay, nope, okay. I have not died on Final Rush yet. Little touch and go there for a second. 2004, okay, I was talking about this on Twitter a while back. The fall of 2004, like, there's like a 5 or 6 week period in late 04 into early 05 where just the most ridiculous amount of incredible games came out. Metroid Prime 2 was like the only GameCube one, unfortunately, and I only had a GameCube, so that was my experience. But you had GTA San Andreas, Halo 2, Fable, Resident Evil 4, Ninja Gaiden.
Big year.
Yeah, like, it was just every week, and sometimes more often than that, there was like a landmark, industry-defining game coming out.
Yeah.
However, I only had a GameCube, and I did not care about Metroid at the time, so for Christmas that year, the only thing that I could ask for was Donkey Konga.
Donkey Konga.
So, that's what I was doing during this industry redefining time in gaming.
All the small things.
I should have gone with the Xbox, man. I don't know. First, we played the best game. Well, maybe the second best game that my favorite character, Shadow, appears in. Then, we played the debut game of Shadow the Hedgehog. Now, it's time for us to play the worst game that Shadow appears in. The game that nearly ruined the series, what with its cartoony visuals and nostalgia-pandering aesthetic. Sonic Heroes with the Japanese logo. I only hate the Japanese version of Sonic Heroes, though. Everybody is yelling at me for playing Sonic Heroes.
Well, you love Sonic Heroes now.
This is complicated. You can't just throw that out there.
I'm just kidding. Please don't hurt me.
I like Night Owl saying, Josh, you said you wouldn't do this again. Yeah, literally, the only way that, like, I was miserable both playing and editing the Sonic Heroes video, and I got through it by reassuring myself that once it was done, I never had to play the game again if I didn't want to. And then a few years later, I picked the game up and finally figured it out, and finally figured out how to have some degree of fun with it.
Character development.
And I think I'm just going to play through challenge mode so I don't have to do the bosses, though. I think probably the biggest difference between, like, my earlier, like, pre-2020 work and, like, the kind of videos I make now and the approach that I take is that, like, whenever I would make a video on something that...
I secretly write all your videos.
You secretly write all my videos now, that's right.
I'm just kidding.
I actually have no ability... I don't know how you wrote my videos. Well, you didn't write my videos before we met, that's the thing. That's why they were so different.
Yeah.
No, where I'm going with that is, like, before, whenever I would talk about a game that, like, I'd grown up with or that I'd played before, I would sort of use my... however I had quote-unquote always felt about it as, like, the baseline of what the video subject was going to be. And, like, in the case of Sonic Heroes, in 2018, I could still... It's not that I was, like, at all the same person as I had been in 2004, but, like, it was still close enough that it was very easy for me to get back in that headspace. And now when I make videos, I definitely do not do that. And, in a sort of meta-narrative sense, if my channel has a meta-narrative, this is a big part of what the Paper Mario video was about. The dark side of nostalgia, and just, you know, how I had so often just assumed that the way that I had quote-unquote always felt about a game would be how I needed to always feel about it. And that was correct, and that I would still always feel the same way. And sometimes you don't. Where's that Mario and Luigi video, Josh? Yeah, that's the next Mario RPG. Speaking of 2020, yeah, like that's what happened with like the 2020 videos is that like I wrote Mario RPG in like July, and then I did not produce that video. I went and wrote Paper Mario in like August and September, I think. And, like, by the time I got done with it, like, I was honestly, like, so depressed. I don't even know if depression was the right word for what I was dealing with. It was depression. Yeah, depression, anxiety. Like,
it's a hard time.
I remember reading, like, you know, performing the script for the Mario RPG video that I'd written back in July, and this was in, like, October. And I was like, man, I'm glad I wrote this when I did, because I sure couldn't do it now. Just wasn't in the right mental state for it.
Yeah.
So that's why the Superstar Saga video didn't happen, because it was just like,
it was just a hard time.
There's nothing worse than when you're a teenager and a video game disappoints you, but you will eventually get over it. you can grow past that.
I still hold a grudge against DMC Devil May Cry.
That's fair.
Sometimes you just gotta hold on to it.
Last week I wrote, I'm not going to say what it's about, but I started writing a video with, like, one thought, and then, okay, I should not have jumped there. Ooh, maybe I can make it. Maybe I can make it. No, we ain't making it. I pulled an IG in. Kevin asks, interesting question, TGC. What if in your 6th gen times you would have gotten an Xbox instead of a GameCube? Would many of your gaming tastes and high school appeal change? Well, the thing is, as much as I'll joke about being like, oh, I should have gotten an Xbox, the truth is, I wouldn't have been happy with that. The actual thing that I really wish I could have done was get both. I wish I could have gotten an Xbox and a GameCube, and I probably could have, except my first GameCube was broken, and then my second GameCube was stolen, so I had to keep burning, like, Christmas and birthday presents on repeatedly replacing my GameCube. Like, I think the GameCube was the first generation where I was at that age where, like, Nintendo alone isn't going to sustain you, you know what I mean? It's like, you don't not want to have a Nintendo console, but you also don't just want to have a Nintendo console. And unfortunately, for the majority of the time, I did just have a Nintendo console. That said, I needed to play Melee so bad, there's no way. And realistically, I considered the Xbox, but only for, like...
It's the only way it could have gone.
Yeah. But if I had an Xbox, I mean... I don't know, I borrowed somebody's Xbox in, like, 2004, 2005, I want to say. And, like, I played Halo... And I was like, I see why everybody loves this, but also I didn't really get into it. So, I mean, I don't think it would have changed things for me like that fundamentally, but
Richard was super into Halo.
I wouldn't have played Beautiful Joe, and that would have been heartbreaking.
It would have been.
No, I mean, I loved my GameCube. Like, lots and lots of my favorite games that gen were GameCube exclusives.
Oh, I love the GameCube, mostly because of, you know, Wind Waker, but Metroid Prime. But...
Oh yeah, Wind Waker was, like, my favorite Zelda game at one time.
Yeah.
Even though, like most Zelda games, I never actually beat it.
I love Wind Waker so much.
But I also loved being I also always had a thing for being an internet contrarian.
Oh, of course.
Whenever the internet hated something, I would be like, nah, you guys are just dumb.
Yeah, you guys are doo-heads.
And boy, did the internet hate Wind Waker, holy shit.
Well, who won? Who stood the test of time?
I mean, they did get Twilight Princess.
Yeah, well, which one holds up better?
That's subjective.
That's another game I won't stop having a grudge against, Twilight Princess.
Why do you have a grudge against Twilight Princess?
I didn't like it.
I
beat it, but I didn't like it. Like, Midna as a character was super cool. I love Midna, but like, oh my god, I just did not gel with that game. I felt like it was trying too hard to be, I don't know, dark.
I mean, understandably so. I mean, that was like...
Yeah, but I resented it for that, because I loved Wind Waker.
I loved Wind Waker too, but I was not as strongly opinionated about Zelda. I was happy that all the people who wanted... that all the Zelda fans were getting the game they always wanted.
Yeah, but I wasn't, and I was a Zelda fan.
I was happy that all of the old Zelda fans, and when I say old, I mean, like, 20-somethings. That was old to me at the time. I was glad that they were getting what they wanted.
I tried to play it again, and I got the HD version because I wanted to give it another shot.
Oh yeah, we just got together when that came out.
Yeah, I just bounce off of it. I just don't like it that much. Also, all the character models, except for Zelda and Link and Girl, are pretty ugly.
So Zelda, Link, and Girl?
His other love interest, I don't know. I forgot her name.
I don't know if I got that far.
She's in the beginning of the game. If you turned into a wolf, you got that far.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember. Every video game is bad. I'm glad that somebody finally has the cojones to say it.
Thank God. Thank you. Thank you.
Everything you like sucks, and everything I like is peak.
I probably like Skyward Sword better than Twilight Princess, to be honest.
Wait, no, sucks is no longer the terminology. Everything you like is mid. Everything I like is peak. Is Midna mid? Because that would be kind of appropriate.
Remember in Final Fantasy 16, that one character was called Mid. Sid's
Yeah.
daughter, Mid.
Oh yeah, you
It all.
were playing that, and I kept laughing about it. Alicia tricks Josh into playing Stranger in Paradise via showing cutscenes of people planning to kill Chaos.
Stranger of Paradise owns.
Yeah, I remember you got it, and then like...
Got depressed or something.
No, another Final Fantasy. It wasn't that.
Oh, 16 came out.
Yeah, 16
Yep.
came out. Stranger of Paradise does seem like the one Final Fantasy game Josh would actually...
It does.
Wait, is Cloud in it? All the Final Fantasies I like have Cloud.
It's got Jack Chaos in it.
Is that some sort of alter ego of Cloud?
I'm afraid not.
Squidward's sword is peak mid, IGN 2026. Peak mid is a very good phrase, though. We should start using that.
Yeah, that one's got some spice. I like that.
Oh, I hate when that happens. Like, if you switch off of the... Like, if you get out of the pinball table, and then you switch to a different character, and they're still in the pinball table, you will just teleport back there. But that's not the game being bad, that's me being bad.
I'm sorry, I zoned out. What happened?
It's not important. This was the game that originally broke me when I first played Sonic Heroes. Or this was the level. This was also the game that originally broke me, to be fair. But this was the level that originally broke me when I played Sonic Heroes. This was the point where I couldn't stop, where I couldn't keep lying to myself. But, you know, what was it, like 20-ish years later, I'm like, it ain't so bad. The sticker star moment, exactly, Dustin.
No, I'm so sorry.
Dustin and I talk sometimes. Sticker star was exactly to him what Sonic Heroes was to me.
That's brutal.
But Sonic Heroes is no longer that to me. So... You know,
give it about 20 years, Dustin.
Maybe once Dustin, as Dustin approaches his mid-30s, he'll figure it out. He'll be like,
You'll get some perspective. Dustin Video Game said maybe I'll come around on Sticker Star once Paper Mario Generations comes out.
Yeah, there you go.
My hands hurt.
I mean, Paper Jam was sort of Mario RPG Generations. Although it should have had Geno. God, if Paper Jam had been like Mario RPG and Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi all at once.
Imagine.
It would have been a mess, but I would have played it. Somebody said, would you guys recommend Origami King? So I will talk about my experience with Origami King. And this is as somebody who was like let's see, when did Origami King come out? 2021? Yeah, so I had played the original Paper Mario by that point. But I have no... Like, when it comes to Paper Mario discourse, I feel like I have no dog in the fight. It's like, the whole thing about how, like, oh, this game ruined Paper Mario. Like, for my little kid's perspective, Paper Mario was the game that ruined Mario RPGs.
Oh!
So, like, I've already been through this, I don't have an opinion on it. But, I played Origami King. We own Origami King.
Me too.
I played it for, I want to say, about 10 hours, and it was one of those cases where, like, I was really enjoying the world, I was really enjoying the writing, and the jokes, and the set pieces, and, like, the world design, the graphics in that game are fantastic. It's just, it's a beautiful, beautiful game. But my problem with it, and the reason I couldn't stick with it, was the battle system.
Yeah, that's what I bounced off of, too.
Because the battle system is a really, really, really bad combination of things. It's completely pointless. And that would be actually kind of okay, because I've played Sticker Star now, and I know that even a pointless battle system, I can still fuck with it a little bit, as long as it doesn't take too long. And as long as it sort of has, like, you know, timed hits and it remains fun. I'm not saying Sticker Star is like a hidden gem by any means. I fell off of it eventually, but I had a good time with it while I was playing it. But Origami King's battle system is much more time consuming and, like, in depth, but still completely pointless. Yeah, for my Wii U video, I actually played, God, I don't know, like an hour of Color Splash, because I thought I would use it somewhere, and then I used one shot. There's a clip from, and it's from the intro.
No.
There's like the game opens with them on in a stormy sea on a ship.
Yeah.
And that's the only shot I used. Merely a Fan says Color Splash is the actual definition of mid.
Rip.
Dustin says, Josh, play Thousand Year Door, I'm crying. I'll do a video on it someday. I gotta do Superstar Saga first, though. One thing that I did not have to learn to enjoy about Sonic Heroes was Omega. I love his voice, I love his demeanor, I love his writing. Yeah, I love how he's like, he's racist against all other Eggman robots.
Yeah.
And he wants them all to die. I probably shouldn't say I love that. Come to think of it.
Out of context.
Nobody take that out of context. I'm talking about Omega. This is probably my least favorite level in Sonic Heroes now. You're just on a rail forever. See, if Final Rush is an example of how to do an excellent level built around rails, this is just the opposite. Also, I think this was the level in that Mario Kart Double Dash demo. It was Seaside Hill with Team Sonic, and this level with Team Dark. So this was part of my first impression of Sonic Heroes. Playing that demo, though, I was like, well, you know, I remember thinking, like, I'm not sure, like, it's not clicking yet, okay? But, like, Sonic Adventure 2 didn't click it right off either, and I ended up loving that game, so I'm sure it'll be the same way.
You just need a little time to stew.
Yeah. But yeah, Goth Critique hates this game.
With a burning passion.
This is everything that Sonic should never be. But, like, he hates it for, like, almost the exact opposite reasons that I hated it. And I don't think he'll ever come around on it. Juan asks, have you ever played the Gamecom version of Sonic Jam? Buddy, I own the Gamecom version of Sonic Jam.
Who do you think you're talking to?
There's a reason I know it is the worst Sonic game ever made. I got it with Christmas money in, I think, 2002.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I mean, it was only like $10.
Oh.
I mean, like, I knew how terrible it was going to be, but, like, you know, it's a Sonic game. It doesn't really matter. If the opportunity is there, I have to take it.
Yeah.
I think sometimes in the official Sonic & Knuckles strategy guide, the whole guide did this thing where it was like Sonic. It was written from the first-person perspective of Sonic for the most part. Like and then you want to like get me into the special stages, you know, that sort of thing. But and then also, by the way, it had these these asides as Knuckles, which would not have aged well because they gave him a Jamaican accent. Which made no sense to me as a child, because I did not know... whatever they were going for was lost on me, and I didn't know why Knuckles was saying Mon all the time.
Oh, no.
M-O-N.
Oh, no.
But anyway, towards the end, Sonic tells you that... Sonic in the book tells you that he'll give you a super good tip for beating the final boss. Quote, as long as you promise to keep playing Sonic games, like, until you're old and gray.
A devil's bargain.
A devil's bargain, exactly. And I'm like, man, you know, I read that section. I quote-unquote promise Sonic, quote-unquote Sonic.
You know what'll happen if you let him down.
And that's why I now own Sonic Jam on the Gamecom. Nearly a fan says, I can just imagine Josh looking at people declaring various Sonic games as the worst, and just holding Sonic Jam for Gamecom and laughing. No, that's pretty much what it is. It doesn't matter what anybody ever... Like...
What is going on here?
What-
With the flower? Why are they just all over the place?
Oh, we're just having a good time riding a flower. That's just... I really love you seeing these games sometimes, because I never think about that, you know?
Oh my god, that was so good.
That's totally normal for me.
That was so goofy.
Like, there are far more disappointing Sonic games. There are Sonic games that have done so much, infinitely more damage to the brand and the reputation of Sonic. But there will never, ever be a worse one than Sonic Jam for the Gamecom.
Isn't that beautiful?
Sonic 06 is better, Sonic Genesis is better. I haven't played Sonic Boom much, but I know it's better. God, this is going to turn into another Monkey's Paw situation, isn't it? They're going to make a worse game than that.
Don't say that.
My hubris is going to bite me in the ass again. What does the Goth critique think about Forces and Infinite in particular? Sonic Forces was the first good Sonic game in a long, long time. Infinite's a badass.
Infinite had a lot of good points when you think about it. Oh god! I'm sorry.
Oh man, my throat's starting to hurt anyway, and you got me with that one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
When playing Super Nintendo and NES games, have you ever interpreted sprites really, really wrong, and now you can't get that out of your head? Ooh, yeah, I have a really easy example of that. Those things in Ridley's Lair in Metroid, and on the NES, and I think they always look like this to me on the Super Nintendo as well. They always look like little Meta Knight faces.
Ow.
Like, even now, I can't really... Like, unless I'm looking right at the artwork, my brain can't get to what they're actually supposed to be. They always just look to me like floating Meta Knight heads. Does Goth critique like the evil frogs more than the happy frogs? The evil frogs are one of the few good things about this game, other than Shadow the Hedgehog being in it, of course. My favorite characters in this game go Shadow the Hedgehog, the evil frogs, and then the monster form of Metal Sonic.
And then Rouge's bat titties.
That's disgusting, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Never.
I only go for Vanilla's rabbit titties.
Oh, no.
Goth critique, what do you think about Sonic Jam for the Gamecom? The Gamecom was the only portable system to have in 1997, where the Game Boy was falling behind with shit like Wario Land and Game & Watch Gallery. The Gamecom had the real hits like Resident Evil 2 and Duke Nukem 3D. Sure, they might have... The actual gameplay might have left a little bit to be desired, but at least you felt like a man. Let's see,
Doesn't
all I'm
like-
saying is that a full Goth critique video with that voice may be my favorite thing ever for a short time. I like how they qualify that.
So you don't destroy your vocal cords.
No, they say it would be their favorite thing ever for a short time.
Yes.
They would appreciate it.
In short bursts.
They would appreciate it, but only for a little bit.
Yeah.
Goth critique like Sonic 06 because Sonic dies. Nephilis was such an underrated villain. He was a master strategist and a master manipulator.
He actually had a lot of good points when you think of it.
There you go, yes, exactly. Okay, 4 more levels left, and then you get food.
I don't believe you anymore.
What does Goth critique think of Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg? He does not... He refuses to acknowledge that game exists.
He does not think about it at all.
He is... The only GameCube exclusives he's even remotely aware of are Eternal Darkness, Twilight Princess, and Metroid Prime, but only 2. However, he refuses to buy a GameCube because because he would consider that to be way too demeaning. Goth critique, will you marry me? I'll book... Oh no, shit! My Chemical Romance, there we go. I knew what it was, but I couldn't... He said MCR.
You almost forgot the old lore. Also, we've already established that I'm still married to the goth critique.
Yeah, you married me not just in this universe, but in all universes.
We're not looking for a polycule.
Although, I guess maybe there's like a goth critique. There's like a goth version of Alicia out there. Whom I am also married to.
I'm already the goth version of Alicia.
You are not the goth version. You...
Not for lack of trying.
You may have at one time aspired to be the goth version of Alicia.
Shut up. I'm gonna cry.
Also, getting into Sonic Heroes and like figuring it out made me realize how much, just to what degree, I prefer Shadow's original English voice. His name's David Humphrey, I believe, and like...
The hump.
Like, I don't mind his other voices, but like... I think this will always be the most, quote-unquote, like Shadow to me. Because, like, he sounds old. He sounds like an... Like he sounds like he could be from the 1950s. But he also sounds like he's trying really hard to be cool.
And that's what you need.
Like that line in Sonic Adventure 2 when I think when you're fighting against Shadow as Sonic, where he gets hit and he's like, I'm the coolest. I'm like, yes.
Where's my egg cream?
That's so like Shadow was so lame after Sonic Adventure 2 and for such a long time that for a long time I totally forgot how much I actually like thought Shadow was a wonderful character in Sonic Adventure 2. And I do hope Sonic X Shadow Generations, like, you know, makes Shadow actually cool again.
Boy, that name is a choice, though.
Isn't it?
You guys are wading into the minefield.
Like, I look at the trailers and I'm like, it gives me a very uneasy feeling. But that's because of, like, what's associated with it, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, at the same time, you know, I try to look at it optimistically and I'm like, the whole thing, like, the magic of Sonic Generations was that it could take all of these, like, disparate elements and these things that came from places of wildly varying quality and, like, make it all cohesive and make it all magical and make it all just incredible.
His edgy wings are amazing.
True. So I do hope that the Shadow Generations portion pulls that off, too. Goth Critique has Monica as his cell phone wallpaper. Monica was always in the right.
She really cares about me.
We do own a Monica beanie. I don't know where it is. I haven't seen it in several years.
Oh my god, I forgot about that thing. That cursed object.
I wonder what Goth Critique would consider best girl in Final Fantasy VII. Because it would not be Arisu.
It would not be Arisu. She's too kind. It'd probably be Tifa, though, because she got them boobies.
Tifa does have them boobies. I feel like Goth Critique probably wouldn't watch Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! He would be all about that, though.
Oh yeah. And he'd love Dark Magician.
Oh, he would love Dark Magician, like
Love Dark
like
Magician
a lot.
like a father.
No, that's not what I was thinking about. That's not the comparison that I was implying.
You would think Dark Magician Girl's a total baby.
Oh, I was thinking of Dark Magician Girl. Is there another Dark Magician?
Yeah, I said there's Dark
There's
Magician's a boy. And
Oh,
Dark
okay.
Magician Girl.
Okay, that
Dark
makes
Magician
sense.
Girl.
Screw the rules. I have money.
Kaiba would be his favorite character.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
fair.
He's, part of what I'm doing there is just kind of Seto Kaiba, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's mostly Shadow, but it's a little bit Seto Kaiba, too.
He's such a Sigma.
His favorite character in Mega Man X would be Sigma.
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
That's so dumb.
I love when I think of an incredibly stupid joke, and it's so dumb it makes me laugh.
Yeah, that's the good shit.
Vile would be his favorite, no contest.
Yeah.
Vile would be his second favorite, but come on, Sigma.
Sigma.
He would exclusively play as Vile in Maverick Hunter X, though. He would begrudgingly play through it once just to unlock Vile.
Mm-hmm. And complain about how it was baby shit the whole time.
He calls the original Mega Man, quote, not the real Mega Man.
Mm-hmm. believe it or not, you don't just start shriveling up at 30.
Well, not much anyway.
Not much.
Goth Critique wouldn't play Mega Man until the Zero trilogy.
Yeah.
My favorite Mega Man game is X7.
Why that one?
He just has bad opinions, that's all.
Oh, that's fair.
God, I feel like I did this before. Did I do this before? Am I in, like, a later section of... Yeah, I definitely did something very much like this before.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you didn't hit a checkpoint. Yeah, that'll do it, won't it? God, I've been on this level forever.
Yeah, my tummy knows.
Oh, yeah, I fell off. I think I fell off really fucking close to the end, too. But I was babbling and didn't even acknowledge it. Oh, well. I'm glad the chat is paying more attention to what I'm doing than I am. You know, I think I could just jump over there. Famous last words.
What are you gonna do? Shoot me?
Yeah, could've... No, 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 no!
Oh, no.
Wait, I survived! But can I do anything from here? I don't think I can actually do anything to get out of this situation.
Uh-oh. The Goth Critique definitely likes Baja Blast.
Actually, Baja Blast is okay, but my favorite will always be... Code Red.
I like Code Red.
Oh god, and I'm back to, like... no levels. And there we go. There we go again. This time's gonna be the time, though.
This time, for sure.
Hashtag let Alicia eat.
I think this happens every time. I get hungry. Everyone starts advocating for me. They see what pain I go through.
I mean, you could try to beat it.
Nobody wants to see that.
It would probably take slightly longer. Then again, every once in a while, you get on a game and you do something that I can't do.
Yeah, that time I beat that special stage when you couldn't. That's my shining achievement.
See, to avoid slipping off the sides of platforms as power-type characters, just mash the B button, but do not hold forward.
Do not hold forward.
You will just go careening off the edge if you do that. Okay, we're going for it again. We're going for it again. We're gonna get enough height this time. You jump all the way up, you get maximum height, and you land on the rail. And you probably miss a checkpoint and die again. Oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay, okay, we're fine. And we're back to the gauntlet. Remember when I said that like 15 minutes ago? This is like very close to the end of the level.
It's going well.
It's going really great. Can I make it up here? Can I jump? I can jump! Okay, now.
We're in business now, guys.
Oh god, don't die, don't die, don't die. Okay.
Uh-oh.
We're fine. We're gonna hit this checkpoint this time. This was my mistake before. We would be off the air by now had I hit this checkpoint the first time.
I'm just vibing.
Yeah, this is like the last part. This is the last part of the stage, and this is what got me. I like how Shadow dabs in a game released in 2004.
That's just how...
That's how ahead of the curve he is.
Just how cool he is.
This will be really cool with the kids in 2017. Oh no. That just happens sometimes too. That thing just gets you. Okay, no rings, don't care, fuck you guys. Just gonna get on the button. Just leave the stream going the whole time you're eating.
Yeah. Just turn it into a Taco Bell ASMR.
We did it. We played all the games with Shadow in them, I think.
I'm glad.
Citation needed.
Citation needed.
Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a blast.
You're all the best! And I hope everyone has a good night and had a good time. Drink some water.
Give me just a second. I'll sign us off in an appropriate way. It was fun to finally not just play Sonic Heroes on stream, but play Sonic Heroes with some semblance of an idea of what I was doing.
Yeah, that always helps, huh?
The game is just not particularly approachable. You need at least 20 years.
Gun.
Alright. Happy birthday to Shadow the Hedgehog.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, I guess, to Sonic. He's here too.
Yeah.
And until next time, hey, don't drink water. Don't eat healthy. Put any shit in your body that you desire, like a true badass like Shadow
Your
would.
life.
And until next time, you keep gothin', I'll keep Kritothin'. I'm not thanking you for watching. Fuck you.
Bye.